to the top, boy. Hey, we going straight to the top, boy. We gon' make it up to the top, to the top.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Like the countdown's already happened?
Yeah, you're done. You're on.
That already rolled out? Man, I was gonna repost it. Welcome to episode number 8 of the Palm Springs live stream. My name is Michael Slate, and today I am here with Darren Fishman, the founder and creative director
That is correct.
Twin Palms Clothing Company. Darren,
Yes.
welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I've come all the way from Australia, especially to talk to Michael.
That's right. We've been this long time in the running. So we first made our connection on episode 1 when Eric Bennett came on the show from Desert Flippers, who of course would get some cool Twin Palms Company swag.
He did, and I watched that episode and he was very excited because he told the story that it was the first time he's ever got some free stuff, I think. He said his wife, well, his wife, I assume. He always gets stuff, and it was the first time he got some stuff, and he was very excited about it, and held up his Twin Palms T-shirt, and
This is what fame from HGTV brings about.
exactly.
Yeah, his cool local swag.
If you can
coming
fix
back
a
around.
house, you can fix your wardrobe
Yeah.
for free.
Whoa, I like that. Yeah, and I saw they did actually on Twitter. I don't know how often you're on there.
Yeah.
They did a little like boomerang repost.
Yeah,
of them
dancing
like,
around.
Yeah, tossing a ball back and forth, and they're very perfect.
Yeah, and I
perfect little
wanted
colors.
to catch up with them, but they're off on a cruise, I saw.
Yeah, but he's still
something.
emailing me about work this morning.
Okay.
Eric, stop working on your cruise. Your taxes can wait. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get you that document later.
Keep cruising.
Yeah, keep cruising. Take care of Lindsay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome here, man. I'm glad you're here. You've been in town for how long?
Almost a week.
Okay.
Almost a week, yeah. It's
Cool.
been great.
Nice.
Weather's been good, which I was surprised. I was expecting it to be a little bit cooler, but it's hit, well, in my language, 28, I think. I think in your language, it's like...
What is that?
80,
Yeah.
is it? Is that what
Yeah.
it's been? Something
yeah.
like that?
It's been 80. I've been freezing.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hence the sweater and the socks, and you're in
Yeah.
shorts. And,
Well, it's kind of cooler than every other time I've been here, which is 5 or 6 times. It's been June, July, and hitting, 110. So
yeah. Which
it's comfortable.
Which we were talking a little bit before the show. It's kind of can be oddly busier in the summers. Is that when you usually come out to the desert?
Well, it has been. The first time I came was 2011, and at that time it was quiet. Like the summer was quiet. There were restaurants that weren't open.
Right.
Closed. There's some restaurants had closed for a few weeks. Other restaurants weren't doing sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right. Yeah. Those
And then-
selective hours.
Yeah, and I've been back a few times since. Quite a few times, 5, 6 times, and since then it's like, well, what low season?
Right.
It's busy all the way through, which has been great. I've really seen the city go this way as far as, I guess, the tourism and the business and everything else, and the development. I think the last time I was here was about 18 months ago, and even in that time, like complete change. Obviously the downtown project, but
Right.
lots of other things have just sprung up, and
Yeah.
there's still more coming.
The momentum for the desert has been absolutely insane. So, and it's perfect because it's a wider audience for such as your brand, which is, I think you're wearing one of your Twin Palms clothing company
I'm wearing a
shirts
Twin
today.
Palms t-shirt. This is our
It says,
Peace Palms design.
what is it?
Peace Palms.
Peace Palms.
Peace Palms.
I
It's
like
like
it.
a peace sign with palms.
palm trees.
And it says peace, love, and Palm Springs.
That needs to be turned into an emoji. Yeah, Peace Palms emoji. I would use that one all the time. That'd be awesome. Well, so let's talk about some of your concepts. So you have some really cool concepts that you rolled out for the front of your shirts. You've got
Yes.
let's see, hold on. So there's Mayor of Palm Springs, right?
It is, which is part of the Desert Modernism collection.
Which I always think it would be great to get a picture of the actual Mayor of Palm Springs in a Mayor of Palm Springs shirt along next
it
to
would,
like,
but we've only done that one for the women so far. But
even
if he's willing,
even better.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of Desert Modernism. We did 3 collections. So what we've got is we've got desert modernism,
Okay.
which is all about the icons of mid-century Palm Springs. So we want to pay homage to the houses, the architects. So that's sort of that area.
Okay.
We did desert vintage, which is these vintage-looking prints.
Okay.
A bit of a throwback to the Palm Springs of yesterday.
Okay.
And then there's another collection which is called Desert Destination, which is more the modern Palm Springs, because a lot of people think, oh, Palm Springs is all retro and it's all
Right.
50s and 60s, but there's a whole new Palm Springs, as you know,
There really is.
you're well aware of.
Yeah.
And that's
Kind of
sort of
that
the more
Ace
contemporary
Hotel vibe?
The what? Sorry.
Like that Ace Hotel vibe? Or?
Exactly.
Okay.
The more contemporary Palm Springs.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's this is actually part of the more contemporary. I know it could be construed as a bit 60s and peace, but it's kind of, I don't know, a bit bohemian. Maybe it's kind of playing on the whole Coachella thing, which
I
is
like
all
it.
about the new, modern, reinvented, rejuvenated Palm
We're
Springs.
back. Palm Springs is back.
Palm Springs is back, isn't
Thank
it?
goodness.
In a big way.
With well-deserved attention. So, well, nice. I like that. And then when you were kind of coming up with these ideas and these concepts, did you do it alone or?
Look, pretty much. It's kind of a one-man band. I've worked in advertising for a long time. That's sort
Okay.
of my background is really as a creative in the advertising world. And I got a little sick of sort of working for
other people?
Yeah, working for a company, an advertising company who is in turn is working for the product
Right.
company, and you don't get the freedom that you'd like. And I sort of wanted to do my own thing. And I didn't really want to open up another advertising agency because there's so many anyway.
Right.
I thought, let's do something I want to do something different.
Right.
Maybe I can still use that creativity, but in a different way. And people always talk about, you need to do something that you really love, like something you're passionate about. And I kind of searched around. I thought, what is it that I really like?
Right,
and have
there's
a lot
that
of
big
knowledge about. And I go, well, I don't play golf, and I'm not I don't bet on horses.
No.
I don't do that. I think
Should we bet
there's
on
one thing
horses?
that I know a lot about and that I'm really into is mid-century design.
Okay.
And for years I've had lots of mid-century furniture pieces and decor and
Is
that
mid-century
sort of thing.
big in Australia?
Massive, big,
Really?
huge,
Really?
very big, very popular.
I gotta start searching the right hashtags on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do get a lot of people. I noticed because I follow Kurt from Palm Springs Bod Squad.
Oh, okay.
And he
Alright,
does the
cool,
tours,
cool.
and he's always
Yes.
putting up,
Yeah.
oh, I've had some people from this area and from people from this area.
Right.
And he's got always people from Australia that he's showing around.
Always Aussies. Yeah. Have you been
Damn
on? Have you
Aussies.
been on Kurt's tour?
I haven't actually been on Kurt's tour.
Yeah. Yeah. Tours are awesome.
But Kurt's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he wears a Twin Palms t-shirt.
Oh, see, that's all you need.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
passport to success right there.
Amen. I like
So
it.
yes, I was into the mid-century stuff, and mainly, like I said, the decor. And then I started getting in, looking at the architecture and this type of thing. And I had sort of the interior of my house was very mid-century, but the exterior wasn't. It wasn't a mid-century house.
Okay.
And I did eventually.
That's okay.
About
we
nine-
allow that.
9 years
Yeah.
ago, I did buy a mid-century house back home, which is in Melbourne, in Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it have the clean lines and
Flat roof,
Yeah.
courtyard in the middle,
Nice.
all that sort of
yeah.
stuff.
Big floor to ceiling windows anywhere.
Totally, it's like a glass box.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Viewers, you'll miss out, but I'll show him the pictures later. So yeah, I started getting to that, and obviously, I'm curious and I'm looking around, and you search the internet looking for what's happening, furniture, and Palm Springs kept coming up. I go, what's this Palm Springs place? I had heard of it,
Right.
but wasn't really. And then I keep looking at it, and there's, wow, look at that house, and they're all in the same place.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, next time I'm going to
Same
the
2
States,
mile radius.
next time I'm going to the States, I'm going to go visit Palm Springs, and that was in 2011.
Nice. Right on. And what happened? You hit Palm Springs in 2011, and then
And it was a bit like you when you're telling me the story about serving cocktails at the pool and looking up at the snow on the mountains. It was like you were awestruck by the magic of the place, and I think that's what hit me as well. And I thought, this is like such a cool place. It's like got all the coolness of the retro world and the vintage and the history
Right.
and everything like that. But at the same time, it's contemporary, and the weather's amazing, and why wouldn't you fall in love with it? And so I've been back 5 or 6 times since.
I like that because 2011 it wasn't super trendy. We weren't getting write-ups, worldwide.
No.
There wasn't, that hashtag Palm Springs was not trending massively with over 1 million posts. So it's a time I feel like it was more of a faith move to be here.
Well,
and then your little slice of paradise too is what it boils down to. Is like where was your pool chair at the time and how's it situated per the mountain? And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, looking back now, I'm kicking myself because 2011 was just post GFC, and I know the property prices here were a little bit depressed. So it was like, wow, you probably could have picked up an amazing bargain. Plus the Australian,
probably.
And the Australian dollar was like 1 for 1 with the US dollar, pretty much. Now it's 75 cents. So there's already a 25% advantage. And as someone who works in real estate, I'm sure you can answer this question. If I bought a house for, say, $500,000 in 2011, what would it be worth now?
In 2011, probably 1.1, 1.2.
Really?
Depends
So more
on where
than
you're
double.
buying. Because 4 or 5 years ago, yeah, it just depends on. You're probably scooping something
seven
up.
years ago.
That was before I was licensed.
Right.
Yeah, 2011. I didn't get licensed till 2000. I don't know, 5 years ago. So 2012. So
Yeah.
math.
So yeah, I could have been sitting on a really nice place by now.
I know. Well, I've sadly heard this story several times in my car as we look at property. So at some point, you just say, you know what, screw it. We're gonna purchase, make it happen. But you said I'm gonna start a T-shirt company instead.
Well, that's the thing. I just decided. Well, I kind of, like I said, we got a bit sidetracked, didn't we? We're talking about the idea for the brand. So yeah. So after coming to visit so many times, and I'm just trying to backtrack. So we were talking about how did I come up with the idea. The idea was I didn't want to work in advertising anymore.
Okay.
I had a little bit of it, and I thought, I want to do something online. It's a good, that's where it's happening. I had a little bit of experience that I've done some fashion before.
Okay.
And as I said to you, they always talk about, you got to just, it shouldn't be like going to work. It's got to be something that you're passionate about.
Right.
And the only thing that I thought that I was really passionate about is mid-century design.
Okay.
And Palm Springs. And I'd been here enough time, and I think I know a lot about it. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an online fashion brand with a fully Palm Springs theme.
And you're on it. Like, I can't go on Instagram, I can't go on Facebook without seeing that you've posted something provocative, something amazing, something that's where you're just like, oh, what is that? Or that you're interacting with other people's posts through social media. Are there any other avenues that you're marketing yourself through, or is it mainly social media is kind of your best outlet?
Well, social media is good,
passion?
especially for an online brand, because social
Right.
media is global, and obviously having an online brand is global. If I
Right.
had a store in the main street here, then you'd be looking at, you're concentrating on more local advertising.
Right.
But being global and Palm Springs having a global following, obviously it's the people in Palm Springs itself, the locals, that are going to love the label most. Secondary would be the wider USA. But thirdly, as we talked before about Aussies coming to Palm Springs, there's Australians, British, Canadians, French, Germans. So there is a worldwide appeal for Palm Springs, and I just wanted to give them something that
They can take home with them.
they can take home there.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to look at it like it's a souvenir T-shirt, because it's not that. I want it to be a fashion
More of a
item.
lifestyle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but it's something that reminds them of Palm Springs, and they can buy into that, what Palm Springs means, which it can mean a lot of different things for different people, but
Right.
generally it means sort of poolside, cocktails, Coachella, mid-century design, and all those things. They're all, the Hollywood history.
I like it. I feel like it carries. I like that your shirts design carry kind of the spirit or attitude of Palm Springs, which is that kind of whimsical, mayor of Palm Springs, like that whole Elvis's house, it's the spirit that carries across and has that look and feel, that attitude, and that's that mindset that I think most take home with them. That's why they spend so much time looking at our real estate from afar, kind of swiping through those Zillow or Reddit or whatever they're on,
Well, I guess the thing is that a $40 T-shirt is a bit more obtainable than a
Right.
$1.2 million house.
Yeah.
Even though I'd love the $1.2 million house,
For all
but
of us.
I'll swap it for
Yeah.
a T-shirt if anyone's
Right.
got one.
Hey, bam. It's a deal.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing. It's a more of an obtainable. Can't get it out. Obtainable memento of Palm Springs, because it's hard to put the house in the suitcase and take it home. But
Right.
T-shirt, the shirt, that's possible. We can do that. And the good part about Palm Springs is the whole the vacation rental thing, that you can live like a local, if you like. You can have the full mid-century experience, which is what I've loved. I mean, like I said, I've been here a few times, so I've stayed...
Where do you usually stay when you
Well,
go?
I've
Do you
stayed
stay
at
in a
the
vacation
Parker.
rental, or...?
I've stayed at the Avalon.
Okay,
I've
very
done
nice.
the Riviera.
Yeah.
Then I've done houses.
The Ace
on other
Hotel?
occasions. I haven't stayed at the Ace. I've
No.
stayed at Reservoir. So I've been
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
so to speak. I've
Where
been
are you
around
staying
town.
Where are you staying on this trip?
At Reservoir.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Oh, not Reservoir, Arrive.
The
Sorry,
Arrive,
Reservoir
yeah.
is the restaurant.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm staying at Arrive.
Yeah, that's where you're
I'm
eating.
not staying in
That's
the
where-
restaurant.
Yeah. It is like
I'm sleeping
it's
on-
like that guy at table
Yeah, I'm
14.
sleeping on table
been
14.
Here. Yeah. He keeps trying to pay for his meal in T-shirts. Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Speaking of t-shirts, Rory Snyder says,
Uh-oh.
great tees, I love my tiki one. And Christina says that's my favorite as well.
Nice. See?
Cool. Well, I hooked
Yeah.
up with Rory. He's a good guy down at the Reef.
Yeah. Yeah, Rory's awesome.
Cool guy.
Rory, I've done a few real estate deals with. Shout out to Rory Schneider. Rory's actually coming on the show tomorrow to visit with us about everything he's rolled out over there at Tiki Caliente. So.
Yes. I knew he'd like the tiki one, so that's why I selected that one for
Yeah.
him.
You shot his way. Did you meet him in person or?
Yes,
just-
no, I went and got me a Mai Tai.
Cool.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, smart move. Dangerous move in the desert, having Mai Tais, because they often lead to several more.
Oh, okay. Well, this is at night. So, I managed to kick the Mai Tai addiction, but
Yeah, that's
fine.
good.
Now, I don't know,
Just
for
gotta sweat it
people,
out.
sorry, we've been talking about this design and that design, and I don't know whether we've got a little video. Do we want to
Do you want to cut to the video?
throw to that? So people
Can we? All right.
People who haven't seen Twin Palms will get an idea of what it's all about.
All right, check out Darren's little promo video here. Awesome, perfect. So super fun looking video, nice little shot. You paint the picture of the lifestyle of Twin Palms Clothing Company. And when you came here, you've mentioned that you do have a missus.
I do.
Okay, and
She couldn't come on this trip. She's been every other trip, I have to add, but this was purely
Okay.
business.
So it's not always a solo mission like it is on this one.
No.
So when you say purely business, you've come out here. Who all have you met with, and what's been the aim?
Well, I've met with people like we just talked about Rory, so I've met with a
Okay.
few of the
Rory's
key
cool
kind
dude.
of personalities around town and just trying to make as many networky type connections as
Right.
possible. Met with a few of the media people.
Okay,
To see
like who?
Palm Springs Life,
How'd that go?
Sun, Coachella Magazine. All good. Everyone's on board and they
Cool.
love the label. I mean, what I find is...
Do you think if you get like a little article, a little write up in Palm Springs Life, that storefronts would be more open to maybe like letting you have a little slice of their?
Oh, I think so. I think any store will be more prone to want to stock something if they think there's
Okay.
a vibe on it and there's a bit of profile happening and people are talking about it. There's definitely more reason why you'd think that people would be coming in to look for it. So
Right.
that's definitely the case.
Did you get traction? Did anyone do a quote unquote article with you or
Not as
take
yet. That's
material,
why I
or
came.
You just came and introduced
here to
yourself. You're like,
introduce
boom, I'm
exactly. So
Darren.
this is what we're all
yeah.
about.
That's right. I'm creative director.
But what I was going to say is that I find that, as opposed to Australians, like Americans are much more patriotic.
Okay.
And not just for the country, but
We
for...
believe in everything. We believe in believing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you're an unbeliever.
You're right. Pagans.
So, what I was saying, you keep showing me. What I was saying was that people are much more patriotic, and like Australians love Australia, but they're not so patriotic about their town.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Whereas in America, it's like, yeah, we love the country, but hey, I'm from Palm Springs, or I'm from LA, or
Right.
I'm from wherever.
Yeah.
So
You're not like that in Australia?
Not so
You're
much
not
about
like,
the town.
We're from Sydney.
Not really. It doesn't really work like that. Like,
All
they're
right.
proud to be Australian, but it's
Oh,
not
okay,
really
just period.
It's not by city.
That's
city
how it
by
is.
city.
I'm a Texan, and we're not
Okay.
like Midland. It's just like you're just like
But you have the
Texas.
state, yeah.
Yeah, you got a state to stand behind, so I can relate.
Well, even in Australia, it's not really like, hey, Victoria, like that sort of doesn't matter. So that's why I
throws
thought
it on
like
a
the
shirt.
people, people love the idea because of
Right.
patriotism and the fact that they believe in believing and
Yeah.
they believe in Palm Springs. And
Yeah,
I mean, the tagline for the label is "For the love of Palm Springs,"
that's right.
and it's based on
That resonates.
the reason. I guess it's the reason behind the label. It is
Yeah.
for the love of Palm Springs. I do love the culture, like the way we talked about, the architecture, the pool, all that,
Right.
everything that makes up the Palm Springs aesthetic. It is why I decided to do the label.
Yeah.
But it's also for the people who see the shirts and it's also for their love of Palm Springs. So
Right.
if you love Palm Springs, why don't you wear the shirt? And
That's right.
You sort of
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And how many years deep is the business?
Like not even one.
That's right. Okay, so that's what you were saying. When did you start?
I had the idea, as I was saying to you, we talked about the wife before,
Right.
and we had this idea. This was in January, and it was kind of the start of a new year, and you kind of do a little bit of that. You do a bit of a life stock take. Is that what you would call it?
Right.
And you kind of assess, and that was when I was telling you about, what am I going to do? I don't want to do the advertising agency thing anymore. Let's do my own thing. We went on a bike ride, ends up down the beach and sitting there and had that conversation about coming up with the idea of what am I passionate about,
Right.
and do something online, and that came together, and that was just in January
Wow. Well,
of this year.
So you've
and
rolled
then
out.
the website went live in September.
That's a lot. That's a lot that you've accomplished in 12 months. Do you feel like your expectations are reasonable? Are you proud of everything you've gotten
Well, I
done?
think
or
so. If-
you're like, God, I'm not moving enough volume.
Well, funnily enough, I was 2 months behind my deadline. I wanted to
Okay.
launch in like June or July, and I didn't
Right.
get there, so that was
Yeah.
disappointing. But no, went live in September with the site, and as I said to you, the reaction's been really good. Like, people love the concept of having a label that talks Palm Springs
Right.
and is dedicated to everything that is Palm Springs and has that aesthetic, which is why the colours are sort of the bright blue and the
Right.
yellow and all those bright colours that Palm
Yeah, well, like I
Springs
said,
is.
when I met you matched everything. The couch, the Christmas tree downstairs, even our cool carpet. So
I try my best to fit in.
You nailed it.
I don't know. The accent gives it away, but other than that, I feel like, like I said, that whole thing about renting the house and being able to live here
Yeah.
for a week, whatever you feel like, it's your place and
Right.
it's your city. And I do feel very much at home in Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's nice.
And as I said, I've been here 5-6 times, and I got married here.
That's what I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where did you end up getting married?
We got married at the Avalon.
Really?
Yeah, this
Very
was in
nice.
2000. It's 2.5 years ago.
Wow. See, that's when I was
2015, I think
thinking
it
that
was.
you kicked the company off. Was back then. Was a few years ago, and you're just now starting to get traction. So that's really impressive.
Well, funnily enough, I didn't actually. The company wasn't officially starting, hadn't started, but in a way, I sort of acted as a Palm Springs ambassador because we had about a dozen people come over from Australia for the wedding,
Really?
and they all went home mind blown, basically.
Right.
all Palm
Yeah.
Springs converts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, it's
I was
hard
already,
not to
I was
fall
already
in love.
spreading the love then, So
It's hard not to fall in love. What time of year was it?
It was June 8th.
So if the sun is shining every single day, you're having
It was.
mimosas at like 7:30 in the morning, going out late in the evening for cocktails and dinner.
And getting married in 110 degrees.
Getting married, sweaty.
Well, I
Did
didn't
you wear a
break-
suit?
I did. I had a lovely yellow jacket from Mr. Turk.
Oh, baller.
Free plug.
Wow.
And didn't break a sweat.
Right,
So cool.
okay,
It was
right.
all good.
Do you still have that suit?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And yeah, so that was back then, and it was a story because what happened was we didn't plan on having the wedding here. We were going to do it at home, and like I said, couldn't find a good venue at home. They're all a bit, a bit too weddingy, a bit
Okay.
too floral and
Right.
lacy and
Yeah.
old worldy.
Right.
And we wanted something a bit more hip and cool, and so then we decided, well, why don't we do it at home? Because as I said
Okay.
to you, we've got the mid-century style home, and that would be
Right.
a great venue. And we thought we can do a Palm Springs themed wedding
Okay.
at home
It sounds
in
fun.
Melbourne. Have the bright colours and that sort of thing. But the issue was I've got a swimming pool at home,
Okay.
and that takes up most of the garden. So to be able to do the function at home, it
Right.
meant cover over the pool.
Okay.
Fine, except they wanted about $30,000 or some ridiculous amount. That's even before. That's just to get some ground that
Right.
you can put everything on. I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, I can actually fly to the Palm Springs, and
Right.
I thought, what better place is there for a Palm Springs themed wedding?
Then Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, yeah. Don't have to try
agree.
too hard to decorate.
No.
It's here.
It's
It's
all
done.
around you. Yeah.
already
You go
set
get married on a rock.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's a Palm Springs rock.
Right.
the
Exactly.
difference.
And then was it hard to convince your friends to come out to the desert?
No, it wasn't. But at the
I
same
mean, did
time,
you have to like pay for their tickets? How does that? I was wondering
we
how
didn't-
that works.
No. Well, I mean,
Like-
we kind of helped a little bit because we got
Okay.
the house with enough bedrooms for quite a few of them
Got
to
it.
stay, and that was sort of helped out in that respect. But we didn't mind that not everyone could come. It was kind of a good way to kind of filter a little bit out of
Right. Okay.
who the close ones were going to be there. And as I said to you, it was a bit like. Why do a Palm Springs theme back home when you can do it in Palm Springs and
That's
do
right.
it for reals?
Yeah.
And so we did that, and we it went off really well, and we loved it all, and
And
we
you're still
kind
married.
of got the wedding, the honeymoon, the vacation all in one hit.
And when's your wife get to come back?
In February, we're coming back from Modernism Week.
Cool, because I wasn't expecting you out this week. I figured we'd be doing doubling down on some live streams during Modernism Week, and that's what I'd see you. So.
Well, that was sort of the plan, but I kind of moved things forward because I just wanted to really ingrain the label and do a bit of groundwork and get things moving a little bit quicker than what they were, because, I don't know, face-to-face always seems to work better than the cold email. So
Yeah,
and
well, it's smart.
Yeah, and I wanted
Yeah.
people to just also feel that I'm really invested. I'm not just doing this idea from a million miles
Like,
away,
on a
but I
whim.
am
Right.
really committed and invested in the place, and I do, love the place, know the place, got married here, as we talked about, and I keep coming back.
How do you do your development, your shirts? How did you source those? Are you printing them yourselves? Are you working with a local printer? Or
Well, we've designed the actual shirt as well, so we're not just grabbing a shirt and then putting a print on it. We're
Really?
actually, we've made the shapes
ta-
and, so
That's
designed it from
impressive.
scratch.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So we're not just developing the graphics, and the first range might look a little bit like it's pretty much just prints on
Okay.
tees
Right.
and things like that.
So they're custom made shirts.
They are, yeah. So we.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we want to get a little more interesting, a little more fashionable,
Okay.
and
Cool.
Not everything's just going to be like a big graphic on a t-shirt.
Right.
There'll be a little more style and a little
The
more
cut
design.
itself would be more artistic flow.
Yeah.
As well as the
Because we
print.
definitely don't want to be seen as just it's a cheap souvenir. We definitely are a fashion.
That's why you're
brand.
a clothing company.
That's correct.
And where'd you come up with the name with Twin Palms? Obviously, there's a very specific part of Palm Springs that is called Twin Palms, near where the Tiki Caliente is, and
Yes.
the Ace Hotel's over there. It's a great neighborhood built out by the Alexander Building Company. Twin Palms came from it just fit,
well,
or just
I
the
can't-
fact. palm trees are
Well,
everywhere.
no, I don't know.
in
I kind of had
tubes.
an idea for a logo, which was like a bit like the Jolly Roger, the pirate flag.
Right.
And it was going to be like a skull, but
Which I'm not
but with the
familiar with.
but instead of having the crossed bones, it was going to have crossed palms, and that was going to be the two palms, the twin palms.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I kind of thought it was a bit too grungy rock and roll as a
Okay.
logo for Palm Springs.
Right.
So I kind of kept the name and then worked a different design for the logo.
Okay.
But I liked the twin palms on the basis that I didn't want to have the words Palm Springs in the name because that would
Right.
have been a bit strange. But twin palms
It'd be great.
alludes a
Be
lot to
great
Palm
for-
Springs.
Yeah, it does. I was going to say it'd be great
Obviously.
for search engines, but
True. SEO, God love it.
yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today. One last question. Are we ready for the last question? Yeah. I think we covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
I wish you great success. May all the seeds you've sown on this trip out be blossoming by the time you come out in February.
Yes.
And you have
I'm
a lot
looking
of
forward to
traction.
coming back. It'll be.
You
sorry.
should come back on the show and do it another little plug back in.
I'd love
back
to.
in February.
Well, February is the first time I'm going to be here. But actually, besides this time, but the first time I'm coming back is not June, July. Every other time has been high heat of summer.
Yeah.
I always wanted to come to Modernism Week, but I don't normally leave home when it's because it's hot. February is the hottest month back home, so why would you leave?
Right.
Normally, you know, I like to leave cold to go to hot, which is why I come June, July.
See.
But this will be the first time. But I would always wanted to come to Modernism Week, so February is the time.
Yeah, and it'll be nice and cool. And you're like me, you love the heat. I can't stand being cold. Last question is for all guests, except for, I don't think I asked Alex Harrington this question, but last question.
Yes,
You ready?
I'm ready.
What's your top 3 favorite emojis you're currently using? That's a deep question, I know. So
Okay.
take some time, I really.
No, I know for sure. Easy. First one's the palm tree.
Okay.
Easily.
Do you always do
Especially two of them.
All right.
Two of them. That's two of them, not two
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Very different.
Yep. And so there's that. I definitely like a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah, because I like to say, yep, all good. Thumbs up.
He's laughing because I figured out you can like on the iPhone, you can like the thumbs up emoji.
I know, you
and
told me
can
that, I
do
just liked your
Like,
message.
It's like a double thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's the best response
You thumbs up
ever.
and a thumbs up.
Yeah, you thumbs up the thumbs up. Go to my Instagram, you'll
Yeah.
be able to see it. So, yeah.
I could say you can't have too many thumbs up, but I think people would take that the wrong way.
They might take that wrong in Palm
Yeah, I think
Springs,
so.
or take it right and get
Yeah,
excited.
just take it
yeah.
how you get it. And what's number 3? Number 3 would have to be maybe just I think the one where, I was going to say the kiss one, like just the blowing the kiss one. I thought is nice.
That's charming. I didn't get that one from
Yeah.
any of our messages that have transpired or emails.
Okay,
And
well-
never once got the.
Maybe a little bit later. but the one that they haven't got is a flamingo. There's no flamingo.
That is super frustrating because I was looking for the flamingo emoji the other day and it's
Doesn't
not there.
exist. The closest thing there is a tiki one.
such a
There's like
no-brainer.
an Easter Island statue
Right.
one, which is good if you're talking tiki.
Right.
You can use that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's my emoji rundown.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank
Darren,
you. It's been
thank you so much.
fantastic. It's a
All right.
pleasure and an honour to be
Do you
here.
want to plug your website one more time?
If you want to go have a look at the teas, the website is twinpalmsco.com, twinpalmsco.com, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's Twin Palms Co as well. So
Perfect.
very easy to find.
That's right. And your Instagram handle?
Twin Palms Co.
Okay. And your Facebook handle?
Twin Palms Co.
Boom. Twin Palms Co.
And
I'm
guess what
Michael
the Twitter
Slate.
one is?
What's the Twitter one?
Twin Palms Co.
Yeah. All right. I'm Michael Slate with Michael Slate PS Homes here, powered by the Paul Kaplan Group. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bam.